You get Ben set up, Beverly set up, Bill, Mike, Stanley, Eddie, all of them. You get them all set up, and they all do a good job of setting up all their fears. God damn.
Welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Prix. I'm Jack, and with me, as always, is my good friend Javier. We've seen the long-anticipated adaptation of Stephen King's It.
Let's just start right off the bat.
All right.
What'd you think?
This is fantastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
It's everything, and the hype, I believe, is truly real.
Yeah.
For this movie.
Absolutely. It blows the original series, the miniseries, out of the water. Not saying that that's bad by any means, but if you think this is scary, you're fucking wrong.
Absolutely wrong. It's hard. It's hard for the original one, the 90s version of it, that adaptation made for TV on primetime television, to capture the essence of what his Stephen King story was truly trying to do.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's a 1,000+ page book, and you do what you can with a miniseries. If it was like a miniseries on HBO, it'd be a whole different story. Yeah. But on cable TV or on network TV, there's certainly certain things you can get away with. So we didn't get as much of the blood and gore that we would have wanted, but this one makes up for it very nicely. So overall, let's compare Tim Curry to Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise.
You can't knock Tim Curry. He's the best part.
No, you can absolutely not. But
this guy brings a whole nother side to this character that makes it the horror movie. It's all around him in this shape-shifting clown.
Absolutely, yeah. You get it with the Tim Curry version. It's a lot more comedic. A little more whimsical. Even though he is straight up a murderous clown, it is a little more lighthearted when it comes to how he messes with his kids. But in this picture, not the case. You get this mean, tricky fucking clown that fucking drools at the mouth.
The best part about his version of it is the drooling. Every time he's talking to these children, he has this clown lighthearted moment, and then it switches to, wait, now you're drooling, now you're hungry, and you're ready to tear apart these poor fucking kids.
There's this look he gets in his eye where he just immediately is like, oh no, he's done fucking with you. Now he wants to eat you. It's done. And there's one specific, one thing that is so good about that is, like you brought up, the prosthetic that they use for his teeth. I'm sure, like you said, it probably wasn't something they thought up when they were writing the movie, we want you to drool. I feel like you had mentioned, it definitely feels like he probably was drooling because of the makeup and all the teeth prosthetics he had, and someone was just like, no, go with it.
I like it.
Keep it.
It was like I said with Robert Englund and as Freddy.
Yeah. When he clacked the things, the blades together with his hands.
It's just you do these things as an actor, and I think it wasn't meant to be, but just oh yeah, roll. This is fucking nice. Drool,
go with it.
These kids, he's by far the best part of the movie.
Absolutely. And
you get enough of him. Then you jump into The Losers Club.
Great casting across the board. Specifically for me, the kid from Stranger Things, I can't remember his name.
Finn Wolfhard.
With these kind of movies, when you have a full, child cast, when they're the protagonists, you run the risk of being able to the acting might not be there. You get for example, Annabelle Creation, which was a great sequel, but there are certain points where the child acting isn't perfect. They have their points where they're good, but they also have their points where they're bad. And in this movie, the acting never fails. Like across all characters, never fails.
Every character in this movie has a point of being there.
Yeah.
As far as the story goes, I mean, by no means is this, I think, an exact
No, I mean
from the book. Like this isn't exactly from the book.
no, it's
But it's like 75% more than the other one was.
yeah, it definitely is a little closer to the book. There are certain scenes that the movie didn't get to do that the miniseries did. But I mean, the miniseries is 3.5 hours long. You get more time to do it. But yeah, you're definitely right there. Like this one, I feel like definitely is closer to the actual book. Even with the beginning, in the beginning of this movie, you get it's raining. They're making Georgie's paper
The classic
paper boat, and you get the scene where Georgie is told to go down to the cellar. They didn't do that in the original one, and the boat's already done, and it's just him going. But in the original book, they build up Georgie's fear of the cellar, which comes back later in the movie when Bill starts seeing hallucinations of Georgie. But and you even get something like such a minute detail, like the mother playing the piano, which we both.
I commented immediately on that. I'm like, well, can't you play another fucking song?
Yeah.
For God's sakes, it's raining and we all know that your baby boy is about to get
lose an arm and get ripped into the sewer.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
And here she is just playing this creepy song, and I'm like, and I think as far as the story goes, it's all there for the story, but the scenery and the way they shoot this movie. It complements the story so well.
So well.
Derry is so well done. The camera work's incredible. It's as a horror movie goes, it's original and it captures that essence
absolutely
of horror.
With the way they shot Pennywise, all his movements are very jagged, almost like a stop motion, very creepy. And they never sure you get to see him clearly, but the way they film him, it's almost like he's a hallucination. It's kind of hazy at certain points.
The kids don't know if it's real, and they don't
exactly.
want the audience to necessarily know that he's real and right in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown. Now we aren't strangers, are we?
I should get going now.
Without your boat? Here. Take it.
At the end of the day, this is a well-done horror movie. It is probably the best horror movie of the year. There's still a whole another rest of the year coming, and I'm very confident saying this is the best horror movie of the year.
It's definitely the most unique horror movie I've seen in the last 5 years.
Absolutely.
It's
for being a remake too,
when you're able to breathe life into Stephen King's semi-goofy horror stories. It's not all of his shit is just the scariest shit ever, but
yeah,
this movie has made Stephen King relevant. Everybody's going to be biting for any bit of Stephen King movie. It's this whole wave of Stephen King and probably Cujo, Pet Sematary. The Shining. Probably don't touch The Shining, but all of his movies are going to be up for next for everybody.
Remake Sleepwalkers.
Cat's Eye.
The Cat's Eye. Jack, what's your final score for this movie?
We'll go 9.5, and without us talking about any of the negatives of the film, there are certainly aspects of this film that are predictable.
There's one specific thing that is definitely set up that they immediately go against, immediately. The next thing, it's just, it doesn't matter. Overall, 9.5, same from me. 9.5 out of 10. This was an almost perfect Stephen King movie.
A movie that lived up to the hype.
Definitely.
So for both of us, overall, why don't you float on over to the theater and see it?
Absolutely.
It's fucking worth it.
It's fucking worth it. Get ready to float, boys and girls, because this one is a fun ride.
Fuck Cujo. Fuck anything he's ever done. Go watch Pennywise chomp on some little kids. And remember always to comment, favorite, subscribe. Tell us what your favorite moments were. Tell us if we're full of shit. Mm-hmm. We'll read them. And then we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. We are
the Cinema Pricks.
We are the Cinema Pricks. The Cinema Pricks.
The Cinema Pricks. Get the float on the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Go watch the movie.
Now, and we'll see you later.
Peace.
First time was a great time. Second time was a blast. Third time I found.
What's up, Jack? Are you recording?